Hey there everyone, Hitesh here, back again with another video, and welcome to freeapi.app. This is a setup and installation video using Docker. In case you are not a Docker user, there is another video for you for just regular npm install and a local setup. In this video, we are going to focus more about how you can do an easy setup and installation using the Docker. It is one of the most easiest way if you have Docker installed. If you don't have it installed, go ahead and get it installed. Docker is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. You don't need any professional version of it. Docker Desktop is absolutely 100% fine for this setup. Setup looks great and is super easy. Let me share you and walk you with this. In case you're not even aware about the project, go ahead and check out my other videos, which will help you to understand that freeapi.app is an open source project, which helps you to not only just learn, but actually master the API in the true sense, not just the basic APIs like random jokes and books, but throughout entire thing, like building the complex application APIs and everything. So let me just walk you through how does it looks like. So this is our project, and obviously the look and feel and the project structure will change, but you will definitely anyways will find a button which says click here to access. This link will redirect you onto my GitHub where this entire project is being managed and is being checked. Just go ahead and make sure there are a couple of branches in this. As we go forward, we probably will have many more. Always go ahead and download the main branch. This is where we'll always keep everything in checked and everything working. The dev branch is a little shaky because we push up our development and everything just right there. So go ahead and work on with that. Just click on the code file and you can just either get it either the git clone or just download the zip. I've already downloaded the zip and extracted it. And once you have done that, go ahead and extract it up here. That is how you need to do it. Now, you don't need to have this node modules. I just installed it for the previous video. You can just go ahead and delete it in case. This is how you'll be seeing your application by default. And here you'll find a file which named as .env.sample. This is the sample environment variable through which everything is going to be enabled and will be working. So go ahead and copy this, all the things here. Just double click up here in the free space and it will add a new file. We need the file with the name of .env. This is the most important file. Go ahead and paste it. Now in this file, there are separate segment and section of how you want to utilize or which service you want to enable. For example, if you want the GitHub ID, this is where the GitHub, there will be a separate video for this, Google Client, PayPal, Razorpay, whatever you need to enable, either the mail service, that will be enabled based on this. Now, as of now, what we need is a basic MongoDB. So make sure you just bring it .env file, copy everything and save it. By default, this is the Mongo URL that is expected, and you don't have to worry. We have already done all the setup in our Docker file. So if you go ahead and open up the Docker file, all the things are there that how it should be. And we also have a Docker compose file, which will help you to build the containers. You don't have to worry, have to do nothing. Since this is the open source, I'm walking you through that where the things actually lies. Once you have created the .env and have copied all the files from the .env.sample, that is it. That is all the thing that you need to do. Don't even have to touch the MongoDB URL. That will be automatically being taken care of here. Now, where is the command? How you can run this? First and foremost, make sure your Docker is up and running. So Docker dashboard, if I open this up, my Docker is running. So make sure it is just there. So it's always open, up and running. After this, go into the README file. You'll find a command here. You can just go ahead and get a preview of this as well. This is where if you go ahead and scroll it a little bit, it's actually a little bit at the bottom section where all the features, contribute guidelines, everything's are there. This is the Docker installation. All it says is install the Docker, clone the repository or download it, navigate to the project, get the env file and run the Docker compose build command. This is the command that we need to do. And we are simply saying it. You can always say Docker compose up, that will also work. But we want to give additional features like -- build and attach backend so that only the output of the backend, wherever the servers are running, are being displayed to you. That's what we want because we obviously want the response here. So go ahead and open this up. We'll just actually kill it, this one here. So all right, clean this up and now let's just go ahead and paste it. This is the Docker compose up. And this is going to start build your application as a Docker command. And now it's pulling up the MongoDB. It will be downloading it. If you already have in the system, obviously it will be using that one. There is no brainer in that. If it is not present in your system, it will try to grab this Docker MongoDB, the image of it. And once it is all done, it's hardly going to take a couple of minutes to get it up and running. Let's wait for a couple of seconds till it's all done. Shouldn't be taking that much of the time. It's uh, ideally decently fast as a system. All right, now it's extracting all of this. You can see all the build steps. Since this is an open source, we can see that this is all good and running. So now it's running the yarn install command so that all the packages and everything Node.js is installed within the Docker image itself. And now it's copying all the important layers and everything. So there we go. Should be all up and running. Now your server is running on port 8080. You can go ahead and click on it. Now from your Docker container itself, the file is actually giving you all the details. So now everything is available for you. You can go ahead and hit the public APIs or the default, whatever you want. So for example, in the public API, I want to hit the random user. These are Swagger based APIs documentation so that you can click on tryout, execute it. And this is the URL that it is hitting. You can go ahead and hit it from the Postman or Thunder client or any other service that you use for hitting the API routes. And this will actually give you all the details here. So all the response, you can check the response directly from here as well as from your favorite client as well, whether that's Thunder client or maybe Postman, whatever that is. Couple of things that you have to take care is public APIs are great. Even the to-do list and all these APIs are great. You can go ahead and get your to-dos or something, but there is nothing inside the to-do database. You can go ahead and look into your Docker image of the database in case you know how to do it. In case you don't want to, that's okay. There is a feature known as database seeding through which you can actually seed your database. For example, if I want to seed my to-dos, just click up here, click on try it out, execute, and that will inject a lot of to-dos in your database, to-dos inserted successfully. Now I can go into the to-do database, which is to-dos, get to-dos. And if I go ahead and click on get all to-dos, try out, execute, it will actually get me all the to-dos that were injected via our script. So that's what we have as of now. Similarly, if you want to play around with more complex of the APIs, we have also built them up. But there is a thing which you need to know. If you want to play around with the social media or any kind of e-commerce application, something like that, first come into database seeding. Make sure you are first and foremost generating some other database. Don't generate the seed generated credential first. Just generate the e-commerce or social media first. Either one of them is absolutely fine. Just try it out, execute that. This will populate. This obviously will take some time and execute that. So once you've executed, that's good. After this, you can go ahead and generate the credential so that all the database and values are populated. So you can execute this and this will populate this all users for you. And all the documentation is written for you. In case you want to check out the code files and how this is all working up, obviously the source code is available to you. Click on the source, check out how everything is working, what's there in the C database, what's there my database models is. So open up the DBs. This is how the DB connections are being made, models, everything is properly arranged and properly being measured. For example, to-dos, these are models of to-dos. So how my to-dos are actually being injected, what's the database type. In case you want to see the controllers of it, we have properly arranged them. There's a public API, there's a kitchen sink, there's an app. Inside this, there is an auth, e-commerce, social, to-dos. So you can check out all the controllers that what features all are available. So for example, here get all to-dos. You can get the to-dos by IDs. You can create the to-dos since these are on your homegrown APIs. You can update the to-dos. You can toggle the to-dos done status. You can obviously delete it. And there's so much more. Get all to-dos, created updates and all of that. There is even more. So for example, you want to get the to-dos, all to-dos. You can make the query as well that I want to aggregate it. So you want to get the to-dos which are completed, not complete. There is so much more that we are doing. You can also query them. Search operation is also being selected. This is just basics. I'll definitely create more videos regarding how to use this, but this is your basic setup of how it can be done using the Docker. Super simple, just one command. Get it all installed, downloaded in your system and just one command. That's it, all it makes. Now go ahead and build your front end in React, Angular, Vue, React Native, Flutter, Core Android, iOS, wherever you want. Or if you want to learn more about backend, here's the source code. Just go ahead and explore how the production grade applications are built. There is something for everyone in this project, and constantly we'll be adding more projects to it. So just watch out for my channel and the repository itself. If you're already here, go ahead and give it a star. We really want to make this project shine and be helpful for every single user. So that's it for this video. Let's go ahead and catch up in the next one.